Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Flynn, and I'm here with
Scott Lang,
and we are the Band Dads. Here to bring you a podcast about something that we care very dearly about, which is music education and band.
Some of you are here because you want to learn about all things band. Some of you are here because you want to see a train wreck, and the answer is yes to both of those. We don't care why you're here. We're going to answer all the questions. We're going to say the things you're thinking. We're going to debunk all the myths.
Yep. This is the Band Dads Podcast.
The podcast by and for confused band parents.
Nice. You said the tagline.
Okay, Chris, we finished with season 1.
Season 1's done. We can put it behind us. We're moving on.
I have a confession to make.
You have a confession.
I have a confession. Are you ready to hear my confessional?
You waited until...
Are you Father Chris?
I hope so.
I didn't know this was going to be such a success when we started. Did you?
No, I mean, I guess not in a measurable way. Not necessarily.
Did you have a benchmark of
well,
because you can't, folks, if you haven't listened to the very first episode, we explained this. Chris and I had an exchange in the fall marching band about what marching band looked like in high school, and I adjudicated. And at the Christmas concert, he said, and we weren't really close friends at that point.
That's fair.
I mean, I knew who he was. He's the social media guy, and he knew I was the former band director of the Explained Marching Band. And he said, I want to talk to you after the concert. I have an idea. And when he first came to me, I was like, oh my God, everybody has a podcast. What could we possibly have to offer?
Right.
And this was all 100% Chris's idea. Chris gets all the credit on this.
Yep.
And you said, no. You're thinking of band directors. I think we had to do it for the band parents.
Yeah.
And I kind of did Golden Retriever when you said treat.
Yeah.
But then I said, and do you remember what I said to you?
I don't remember the exact words, no.
Wow, so my words mean nothing to you.
I mean... Hear a lot of words.
We just finished recording episode 8 to remember anything. I say so many of them.
Or, Scott, I just don't want the audience to miss out on the opportunity to hear it from your mouth. So why don't you just share with it? That way it's more authentic than me recalling it.
You need to watch the YouTube video, folks, because I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. You remember what I tell you? I said, surely someone's already doing this.
Okay, yes.
And then we both went out on the interwebsies and looked, and nobody was.
Yeah.
And so I, being skeptical, conservative, living in this world and not wanting to, I said, okay, but we have to have an exit strategy. Do you remember that?
Yeah, no, 100%.
So if we're a clown show, we have to have a way of getting out of this thing.
Yeah. So like Scott said, we weren't necessarily that close personally. So after he did this, we talked about this in the preview
long walks
episode.
And hold hands.
Wait till they see us square dancing in Dinkles. Anyway. But
with my Dinkles.
With your Dinkles, yeah. What was I going to talk? Okay. Ever since the so in the preview episode, we talk about, the culmination of the initial conversation was a document that Scott put out that went over marching band and all those things. Ever since he did it, again, for me, it was a moment that goes, God, there's so much value here, right? But to Scott's point, we weren't that close personally yet, that it did take me a little while to get back to him, to the point where, I bumped into him, at this winter concert,
yeah.
right? So I'm there like I usually do as the media person with my camera. I'm running around taking pictures. Scott's standing on the wall on the side, and I saw him, and I was like, I gotta approach him while I have the chance, or I'm gonna forget again. So I was like, hey man, I have this idea I want to talk to you about. It's a little bit crazy. And
he wanted me to wait, and I have the patience of a gnat on Red Bull, and I'm like, no, give me the idea now.
Right, I'm taking pictures, and we're in the middle of the concert, so I made him wait. But to some extent, there was a little hesitation on my part too, just because again, Scott at that point to me is the expert. So like I'm trying to task Scott with a new thing. He's already got his business, and he's in music education already. So for me, it's like how's this guy gonna feel if he feels like I'm trying to just approach him about some additional obligation? But again, I believed in it enough, and then we had the conversation afterwards, and he did mention, maybe somebody has done this, and I had done a little bit of research before even approaching him to basically know that everything that I saw in terms of podcasts was for people already inside the world of music education. So it could be music educators, it could be adjudicators, it could be just people who are in the activity themselves. And I'll be honest with you, the other thing that was pretty glaring was a lot of that stuff wasn't very stimulating for people on the outside. It's the best way to say it. It wasn't very
talking about Check the Dinkles.
Well, Check the Dinkles is
being chopped.
Is great. No, they didn't talk about any of those things. Regretfully,
do we have Riz?
I have. Well, we're married. We don't have Riz anymore, so our Riz has been put to bed.
I was a high school band director. I never had Riz.
Yeah. You were on the, what do you mean? You were on a game show. You were on the Love Connection. That's right. So somebody thought you did. They put you on TV.
I got to tell you, so I don't even think you know this. I came home and I said, hey, Chris Flynn, you know him? She's like, oh yeah, he's the best. He's amazing. And I'm like, he had a crazy idea. Now I got to tell you, Chris, I do a lot of writing and a lot of stuff. And I share that only to say I've had lots of opportunities for podcasts.
Sure.
And what I said to my wife that night, I said, he's the person to do it with. If this is going to work, it's going to work with Chris.
Gotcha.
Because he's incredibly good at what he does. That he's got a great sense of humor. And I told her, I said, if I'm going to take a flyer on a podcast, it's going to be with Chris. And she's like, then you should do it.
Yeah.
So then I said to Chris, okay, but we have to have an exit strategy.
That was, so
we have to have a parachute.
Just so everybody knows, that's where the 8 episodes came from. There wasn't any real formula to it. It was more of, God, if we suck, we could just put it to bed.
If we have negative listeners, you sucked people out of the universe.
Correct. Right. If this is doing more harm than good, let's just put it to bed.
We did a practice episode on Zoom.
Yes.
And we were like, oh my God.
2, actually. Technically, we recorded kind of 2.
We did, because then we did a practice episode. And then we said, God, we should do a practice. This is great. We should do a practice episode before every episode. Have we done that since, Chris?
No, we haven't. We
have an outline.
And I think I don't know if it's just, again, the fact that just us being candid, it just comes off more authentic, I think. So I think that, it doesn't always benefit people to do that. But I think in our circumstances.
So I got to tell you, the product sometimes informs the process. And by that, I mean, I was a little more skeptical than you.
Yeah.
Because I'm more visible in the art form, and I was worried.
Like, okay, 100%.
If I tank,
that was my fear in even approaching you about this idea, Scott. Is you have a reputation, like you literally.
Good one.
I didn't know that at the time. To be fair, like I said, I didn't know you personally.
I used to have high self-esteem until I started this podcast.
Yeah, maybe different. It might be different now, knowing what I know. But to that point, that's part of the intimidation for me to approach you about the ideas. Is like, God, I know this guy. He has a professional reputation that he has to look out for. So again, maybe taking the flyer on this idea wasn't something he would entertain.
So we did the Zoom, and I thought this doesn't suck. And then we did the taping of the first episode and the promo together. And when you sent me the edits, I was like, God, we almost sound like we know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But I wasn't convinced until the first episode released and our inbox blew up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're looking at our digital dashboard for podcast numbers, and we're expecting to see one number, and we're getting a 10-fold response that.
For sure.
And we're texting each other like, oh my God, people want this.
Right.
This is real.
Yeah.
And then we started watching, listening come in from Dubai, from Germany, and we have enough listeners. It's not a bot in Dubai. I know you have some skepticism.
Dubai. I'm still waiting for that email. I haven't seen it yet. Dubai. I want to see it. Anyway, but I'm ready. I'll come to Ireland. I'll go to Australia. I'll go to England, Spain.
10 continents, 630 cities is what we're in. And that's when I knew we caught lightning in a bottle. You caught lightning in a bottle.
And I'll tell you what, for me, and as much as that impressed me, the thing that I think really, I guess, hit home to me just sentimentally was the people around us. Just because
our own band parents.
We had no idea what we were doing. So in my mind, again, you don't come out of the gate and have people go, wow, that sounds good. It sounds professional. You guys sound like you know what you're doing. Like I didn't expect this level of product from you guys, but you really nailed it. And that for me was like awesome. Just because, to your point, this is the first time I've done a lot of digital media, folks, which means I've edited plenty of videos. I've edited audio in different scenarios, but not for a podcast, right? Not really just for a specific, voice-driven, audio-only format. I've never delivered a product in that arena before. So again, I've talked about before, I take a lot of pride in the way that I formulate things or whatever. So yeah, I spent time kind of relearning audio editing and learning some new software and whatnot because I wanted to make sure this product is worth.
This is why this works, because I don't care how it sounds. I mean, and I'm being serious. We could be more upset, but because what got me was our first 2 fan mails. One was from a band director's wife.
Yes.
Who said, finally someone out there gets it.
Yes.
And what you don't know, or maybe I've shared with you since then, I got a call from that band director while she was listening to it. And that band director was featured in that episode.
Yes.
His name's Adam Uhorter.
Yes.
I was there this week. And he sent me a text, and it was a picture of his wife listening to the Band-Aid podcast. He goes, "What have you done?" And I said, "Has she gotten to minute 46 yet?" And he said, "I don't think so." I said,
didn't hear his name.
"She's going to lose her mind because she's going to hear your name."
Yeah.
And then our second email was what a band parent said. "I'm sitting here at my desk at work crying, finally understanding why band is more than band."
Yeah.
And that was when I knew.
Yeah.
For you, it was the technical side because you're a...
What am I? Oh, a data analyst.
And for me, it was the emotive, music education side because that's what I do.
I guess to me, that was the validation again. So
yeah.
Only because the idea for me was already there. That's why I bothered you in the first place, because I had no doubt that I really thought, and I think even still today we're working on. So by the way, folks, when we talk about our how successful we've been, we can still be much more successful.
And we're going to talk about season 2. The purpose of this teaser episode is to show you what we're doing in the future. Please
continue to share the podcast because there are a lot of band parents out there, right? For every band director and in every organization, again, there's 100, 200 band parents who absolutely can relate to the words that we're talking about in every single episode. So please continue to share it. But to me, I really didn't have any doubt that this would be meaningful to band parents if we could reach that audience. So I already knew that. It was, for me, will they want to listen to us because the product we deliver to them is worth their time? So to your point, yes, from a technical perspective, that's where it came together for me was,
so around episode 4 or 5, we felt like, okay, we understand the content. We've developed, a rapport, and, Chris's technical skills are beyond compare. So he texted me and I think he was almost sheepish when you said, "So what do you think? Are we going past episode 8? And my response was, "Well, we're having fun, aren't we?"
Yeah, for sure. No, we really are.
I mean, I knew that the market was there, but even if it wasn't after episode 4, I'm like, I think I'm just having a good time.
I mean, that's fair. And at that point, I'm maybe I needed that validation to know that you were bought in on that level. Because like I said, it was just out of respect to you professionally that I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to.
Okay, so let's talk about season 2 of the Band-Aids podcast. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited.
I am too, because I know that we can take everything we've done and take it to the next level 11.
Folks,
like
eight episodes. Tap. 8, yes, Spinal Tap. That's
don't
again,
even
that's
touch
not
it.
even.
Don't even look at it. Don't even look at it. This one goes to 11.
No, we're not gonna.
You're gonna splice that in. Yes, you are.
No, I'll work. Okay, I can work Spinal Tap in, and I'm gonna have to because there's a whole section of people who might hear this podcast who have no idea what Spinal Tap is.
What?
You don't think?
This one's for you. You see, most blokes, be playing at 10. You're on 10 here, all the way up, all the way up, all the way up. You're on 10 on your guitar. Where can you go from there? Where?
I don't know.
Nowhere, exactly. What we do is if we need that extra push over the cliff, you know what we do?
Put it up to 11.
11, exactly. One louder.
Why don't you just make 10 louder and make 10 be the top number and make that a little louder?
These go to 11.
Then I don't know if they deserve to be watching this podcast. They're our age. They should know Spinal Tap.
The Spinal Tap is barely on my radar. I'll just.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. Just age-wise, I'm not. It just was a little before me.
Folks, it's Princess Bride meets AC/DC,
right?
Meets a really bad documentary. It is ridiculously good. Anyway, okay, season 2 of the Band-Aids podcast. You're excited?
Yes, I can't wait for more Spinal Tap and funky Winker Bean references. I'm super excited.
Shake the dinkles.
There will be merch. It's coming.
And along with our Band-Aid coin and our certificates that we're selling.
Yeah, we're almost ready to get out of Band-Aid coin, actually.
Yeah, the market's
we're just about ready to.
We may have oversaturated them.
We just need one more event to hype it up.
Okay, so again, we're going to continue to talk to you through the summer. It's not the end until July, but it may not be in the standardized format.
Correct.
Fair point, Chris? Okay.
Yeah.
But when we come back, we're coming back with a bang.
Yeah.
Not just a 1-part.
Yeah.
We're coming back to open season 2 with a 2-part episode on Bandcamp. Chris, without giving away the farm, can you share a little bit about what your plans are? Because you've been talking about the Bandcamp episode for a while.
I know. So now I really have to pull it off. Like there's
it's okay. My dog's
there's some pressure. Yeah. There's some pressure there. Dubai wants a good episode. I hear. So Dubai really. Australia? Listen, Australia doesn't have marching band.
But they're obsessed. That was the largest downloaded episode for Australia.
So Bandcamp's very important.
Do you think
Australia.
They were just downloading and going, what is wrong with those people?
Potentially. But they actually have a real accent, and unlike whatever that just was.
I think I did a British kind
Like
of.
you can't even pull out a crocodile. Here, let's throw it back. You can't even pull out like a Crocodile Dundee. Like you got nothing.
Good day, mate.
Okay, see, that's all you got to do.
Got
and then you
shrimp
can
on the
stop there.
bobby.
Yeah,
That dingo ate my baby.
that's not a knife, you know. Anyway, what are we talking about?
Bandcamp.
Yes, I have some plans and some things I really want to do for Bandcamp. And
Am I involved?
you know what's funny is
I had to think about
wait.
Folks, let me
Wait.
announce the new name of the podcast, the
I
Band
actually-
Dad Podcast. There will no longer be a plural.
The reason why I really hope this people will appreciate this Bandcamp 2-part thing is because it features less of us. Believe it or not, that's not really a way I want to sell you on my podcast.
Can
but
you name any other artist who was let go on the air of their actual product?
yeah, shoot, there's got to be one. But anyway, the point of the Bandcamp episodes is to bring people into Bandcamp.
Right.
Let them participate in Bandcamp because, again, your opportunity has sunset, unfortunately. Though there are parents who just hang around Bandcamp. It's kind of weird. But there's an opportunity, hopefully, for us to let you kind of get involved in Bandcamp and see behind the scenes a little bit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna spend a lot of time at Bandcamp myself, but I have a camera and a title, so it's not creepy when I do it.
But it's creepy when I do it.
Yeah.
My kid told me the other day, because I used to like to watch the drumline warm up because I'm a drummer. I just
Sure.
geek out on that.
Sure.
At drumline auditions, I was like, I was playing it cool. I go, how'd it go? And he goes,
I saw you out of the corner of my eye.
it was great, Dad, but some guy was creeping out in the corner like you used to do. I was like,
He's trying to be nice. He won't even tell you, Dad, I saw you.
so Chris just actually delaying something that's different, which is, Band Dad season 2 is going to be a little less of the Band
Dads.
Because in addition to his 2-part episode on Bandcamp from an experiential point of view, and that's where I'm on the road a lot traveling, we've also got some guest artists coming in the first couple of episodes that we've already reached out to and planned for you.
Yes.
In one episode, we'll be spending some time with Darren Davis, the former director of bands emeritus of the Pride of Broken Arrow, one of the preeminent marching arts organizations in the world. I think 5 Grand National Championships. I mean, there's nobody better than Darren Davis, not just at running a marching band, but at talking show design.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So Darren Davis is going to spend some time with us talking about a high level approach of how you put this thing that your kids are trying to put together, how the staff put it together. And just like we kind of broke down marching band about what's the weight and the value of this. Have you ever wondered why bands always move in a counterclockwise fashion? You're going to find out.
Gotcha.
Have you ever...
Man, so sorry, and I didn't mean to interrupt.
okay.
I just wanted to, being involved enough now in the activity, I know how it's kind of a privilege to have somebody like Darren on. And again, maybe he's humble enough to maybe not say it that way, but Darren's very well known within marching band in the industry and in itself. So I'm appreciative that he's willing to come on and certainly participate in the podcast with us and shed some additional light. And
he'll make fun of me a lot.
Well, okay.
A lot.
I was going to say, my first question for him is going to be like, why this guy?
He's going to ask you the same thing. He's going to be like, I retired. I left him behind.
Up here? Wait, maybe that's where you get fired on the show?
Yeah, it'll be the new band dads will be Darren Davis and Chris Flynn.
I mean, at least a spinoff. I'm down. Anyway.
Spin off because you're spun on it. Our second guest that we've lined up to spend some time with you is going to be kind of taking the same approach, but from a musical design concept. And that's Mr. Michael Pote, former director of bands, recently retired in the next couple of weeks.
As of this episode?
It'll be about this episode from Carmel High School in Carmel, Indiana. Just to give you an idea, between Darren Davis and between Mike Pote, I believe they've won 10 of the last 12 Grand National Championships.
The resumes are amazing.
It's just stupid.
Amazing.
10 of the last 12.
Yeah.
2 of the best minds in the marching arts. So you're going to want to make sure all your friends tune on that. And they're going to approach it from 2 different perspectives: show design and music design.
Right.
And we're hoping to get Mike actually doing B-roll with working actually the kids. So you're going to hear Mike in the actual rehearsal, giving instruction to the kids, so that you get that experience as if you were actually there. It's going to be a pretty special episode. I'm excited about it.
I honestly can't wait. And like I said, again, I don't want to be, overly anxious, but again, both of those gentlemen to take the time to have a conversation with us. We're very blessed. So an honor.
So we believe season 2 is going to be a 10-part episode along with substantial B-roll episodes, Tuesday teases, and social media exclusive content. Chris is just working harder than I'm working. That's for sure.
Well, it's time to step it up, Scott. Like the fact that we had
I got
the results,
fired. Why would I step it up? You just let me. Is that what you mean by stepping it up? I got fired.
I guess I just mean I have to carry more of the load now. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. What is? Oh man, no.
You're carrying a load. That's for sure. It's a load of something.
Load of something. No, but listen, being that everybody was so positive in the reception of the podcast for the first season, and we really just started to dip our toe in. You've motivated us to really step up our game even more. So the results and the things that you will see from the Band Dads, expect more of us because we want to deliver it for you. So
we weren't sure in the beginning. We couldn't schedule guests out for a podcast we didn't know would exist.
I think that's fair. Not only that, but we want to make sure you guys actually do want to listen to us.
Our own band director didn't come on in the first season.
That's false advertising.
I think we should have him on as a Summer Bridge episode. What do you think?
That's already been taken care of.
I think maybe we could call him episode 9B.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And if he doesn't want to come on, we'll just talk trash about him. No, we won't. We're scared of him. Let's be honest. No, we're not. No, we would never do that.
How many years left? I've got like 6 years still,
Miles,
bro.
are you listening? Mike Child needs to pass. Yours is the only class he's passing.
I've still got 6 years that I can't say anything bad about Miles. So
we can come up with anything.
No.
So you will be hearing from Schmiles Schmenny from Smasha High School, Mr. Miles Denny from Basha High School. You will be hearing from Darren Davis. You will be hearing from Mr. Michael Pote, and you will be hearing in a bonus episode Mr. Donald Wade from the Vista Murrieta program in California. And folks, they are legendary. And, you have to understand the barriers to traveling from California to Indianapolis to compete. Yeah. But they are legendary. And that's going to be a special episode because
Band Dads are going on the road.
And we might even be going live on that episode. We're kind of excited about that. So we've stepped up our game, but in order to truly step up your game, in order to truly find the best talent to come on your podcast, the best and the brightest. I mean, sure, we've got Darren Davis. Sure, we've got Mike Pote. Sure, we've got Donald Wade.
With this?
But do you want to introduce the newest addition to the Band Dad podcast? Let's do it together. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you to the Band Moms. Yeah, that's right. We are inviting the fairer of the sex, the better of the genders, the people who actually hold the band together.
True.
As a new segment feature for season 2. They'll be spending some time with our mailbag. They'll be spending some time with our band director's wife, interviewing her about what's it like to balance this family and have your husband be a teacher. They'll be poking fun at us. But we felt it was time you met the brains behind the brawn.
Yeah, seriously. Like while we sit here and yap on microphones, they're actually doing productive things.
They're actually like putting the kids to bed and doing things.
They're actually doing productive things.
Having a good time. Yeah. So we are super excited. We've been sitting on this idea literally since episode 3 of the Band Moms. And so you will get to meet Leah. You will get to meet Shannon. And possibly some other band moms. But we just want to recognize other people other than us. So 10 season episode with bonus content, extra bonus content this summer, new guest artists, and a whole new feature set. And that's all coming in season 2 of the
Band Dads. Stay tuned, folks. Again, it's going to be everywhere. You're going to want to be engaged. You're going to want to be watching social media. So again, if for some reason you're still not involved with us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and again, we've said this multiple times, above all else, please join us on YouTube.
Even if you've listened to the episodes, Chris puts so much time and effort and humor into the video. I watch the episodes and I forget how hard I was laughing during the episode because I move my mouth away from the microphone.
It is good to see it, yes.
I mean, like tears are rolling down our faces during these episodes, and you only get to see that. You only get to see John Williams.
John Williams made a guest appearance this season.
He did make a guest appearance on the YouTube channel. So after you've listened to it on an audio device, go to YouTube and watch it.
But it's in YouTube. But guys, YouTube is one of those places. It's a great substitute. If you're like, hey, I don't have a Spotify subscription, or I'm not an Apple, whatever it might be, go to YouTube. Listen to it for free. It's there anyway. Just go to YouTube and listen to it.
When you did the John Williams episode, I watched it a couple times. I was like, and I caught you put Riley in the episode. I watched it 3 times before I saw Riley's little tail. He had a little arrow that said, "There's our only listener."
Wait, let me ask you a question. Just because I'm sure we've had somebody out there, and I think somebody commented. But how engaged were you in the video for episode 6? There's a couple of fun Easter eggs in that one too.
That was Money Part 2.
No,
that was
the band director who's in charge here. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you get into that one?
Oh,
I threw a secret QR code in there for you.
I know. I did yeah, but you didn't tell me where it's going to read. I didn't redirect it. Does it go somewhere?
It does actually.
Shut up. I didn't actually pause it.
You missed the Easter egg. There was that QR code was intentional. Mind blown. Anyway,
folks, we need to wrap up this episode right now. So
as much as I've impressed Scott with this knowledge, imagine how impressed all of you will be as well.
I saw the QR code, but I never paused the video.
Super secret QR code around the side. There's a reason why. We had some fun.
And John Williams is right there.
Here is he. Yep.
I don't know if people.
It's actually the same picture I used too. That's weird.
That was when I saw him live.
Yeah, that wasn't even intentional. So anyway, social media, get us involved in all those places. Again, the band-tastic.com. Sorry, not the. I say that sometimes. The word "the" is not there. It's band-tastic.com is our website. You can go there. You can recap all of the episodes. You can see in the descriptions some of the different notes. And if there's links, for instance, for Do You Hear What I Hear? And you need the adjudication certificate because for some reason you skipped out on getting it. Plus, that may be something that gets revisited come marching season as well.
Hint,
you're going to want
Easter egg.
You're going to want to have that certificate handy. So get involved with our website as well. Other than that, we love emails. Please send us email. If you're a first-time listener and you saw that you just started listening to us and the episode was maybe published 3 months ago, I don't care. Send us an email about the episode and what your thoughts were. We would really just love to hear your feedback regardless. We engage with the audience. We answer all those emails. Often you get 2 replies, one from me and one from Scott. So
mine's the correct one.
So you hear from both of us. Yeah. Not only that, but sometimes there are things that maybe we want to even revisit or correct as a result of comments that people hear. So engage with us via email at feedback@banddatspodcast.com. It's absolutely been a delight and a pleasure to go through this process with you, Scott Lang, and I'm very, very excited that we are going to continue.
Pleasure's all mine and only onward, upward, and better.
100%. Wait, you know what else would be cool? You talked about doing, maybe doing something where in Vista Murrieta.
I'm sorry, I've been let go.
Not yet. You're still here now. You got to fulfill your contract, sir. What if we do like an actual live show, like a Band Dad's like live show?
If you would like to host us live, if you have a group of parents whose life would not be complete without a visit from the Band Dads, if your universe revolves around this podcast, you reach out to us and we will see what we can do to arrange travel and do a Band Dads podcast live.
Why not?
From your location.
Why not? You're going to hear about it soon. It's happening regardless. Whether or not you reach out to us, we're going to do it. It might be uncomfortable and it might be in a place that people don't actually want to see us. But
Hawaii, if you could contact us soon.
Yeah.
Or Southern California on a beach.
Yeah. All those places are fantastic.
Just not Scranton.
Poor Scranton and Dayton. Trombone players. I want you to know that you are welcome here. Okay.
It's a safe space. It's not safe. I got fired. Everybody. I got fired on my own podcast and he called me dumb. How safe of a space does this look like?
I don't remember calling you dumb. The firing maybe, words. But the dumb thing, I think you're stretch. You're taking it as a stretch there.
Season 2 awaits.
All right. As always, folks, we appreciate you listening and tuning in and of course watching on YouTube because that's where you're watching us right now. So thank you all very much and we'll see you next time. To stay up to date with the Band Dads podcast, visit our website, banddadspodcast.com. Want to communicate with the Band Dads? Send an email to feedback@banddadspodcast.com. The Band Dads podcast is a 5 Deuce Media production. For more information, visit 5deucemedia.com. That's numeral 5deucemedia.com. For more information on Scott Lang leadership and solutions for music education, visit scottlang.net.